Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. So loud as the hours pass, we're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. The moonlight, summer sky, it was the best we ever had. And we'll stay on forever. We'll never have regrets. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. We're gonna be. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Hello, good afternoon. It's it's Wednesday, and it's 2:15 almost here in the Netherlands. And what are we gonna do today? Well, I finished sort of the hat collector shawl. I haven't woven in all my ends yet. I will admit, I am missing to weave in a couple of ends. It's been a couple of busy days, and I definitely did spend more time this weekend away than I had planned. But the fact is, it's finished. So I'm super happy it's finished, but I do need to weave in ends. So that has enabled me to have a look at what I do have in my stash of ongoing projects. I'm thinking maybe that would make sense to actually work on them. I have one we can definitely, bam, finish today. It takes 5 minutes. I didn't have the yarn for it, and now I do. So now I can finish it. That yarn can also start a new project. We also have the waistcoat, where I had made more or less most of the back panel, but we need to start work on the front panels. We can look into that. I still need to make buttons, I know. And we also, of course, have the bucket hat that I started on. I sort of frogged it and I will restart it. Though that might be a bit boring watch, because I realize I'm having a black shirt on and it's black yarns. So we do have options. We have options today. But maybe we should vote on weaving in ends and then finishing up, because the ongoing project I have is a scrunchie. And I made this when I was doing, so this has been waiting on me for a year to be finished, a bit more than a year actually. It's been waiting since April last year. And I made this video, how many scrunchies I can make from a skein of a Boheme Velvet Double, which is the velvet yarn that I personally use for these scrunchies. And surprise, surprise, I can almost make 5. This is the last bit, and as you can see, I am missing a few stitches here. So it's basically just attaching the end and making the last, I don't know how many that would be. I think I'm missing like six or 7 treble crochets finished. So that I think we do need to do today. If you watched my video on sorting my stats where I went through my chenille yarns, I actually did get 2 of these skeins because I do want to see how it is to knit a hat in it. So I am debating on starting or casting on that for a knit hat, just to see how it's going to turn out. And of course, that's pretty much it. The waistcoat won't finish today, but I really think maybe to finish that scrunchie would be a great idea because it's so easy to get fixed, right? And it's just, one more kind of gone and done. Good morning, Rev. Good afternoon, Helle. Good morning, Jessica. And she's at row 29 on her heart collectors. And Susan received her tote pack. Sweet. I'm so happy. No issues with anything, I hope, across the pond. No extra incurred fees or the like. Hopefully it went smooth as sails, except for the fact we just need to be patient with actual concept of shipping. I guess that's how it is when you ship that far across. So normally I would have my door open today. It's not super warm today, but it could cool the house down a bit, and it's going to be warm. Like at the end of the week, we're back in the 90s, or end 80s, begin 90s. And but the problem is, I don't know which of the neighbors it is, but they have been grinding for hours. So this constant machine making this sound outside, and when I have my headset on and I close the door, it's almost like it's not there. Like I'm tired. Like, people work from home, mates. Like, be sensible. At least it's not the right straight neighbors. They fixed their house a couple of years ago when I was still working, and I even had to call my boss and said, "I'm sorry, boss, I can't work right now. It's so noisy next door," when they were removing the tiles from the toilet for the renewal of it. The weather in Quebec right now is 21 degrees Celsius, so about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from southwest at 4 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 86, and it's partly cloudy. Here it's definitely cloudy. It's very gray outside. Not as gray as we'll call it a rainy day, but it's gray, and it's probably around the same. Probably it's again 70s at best. Let's see. The weather here in the region is cloudy with a temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. What did I say? 21 degrees Celsius. The wind is blowing from northwest at 8 miles per hour, and the current is 67. Basically, I could be in Quebec right now. It'll kind of be the same. So my thought is basically maybe we should, or I should, work up those last ends I need to weave in on the heart collectors. Then I should probably finish that scrunchie, and then we can vote on what I'm gonna do. Basically, I'll be working on the bucket hat, or I'll be working on the waistcoat, or I'll be casting on the velvet hat for knitting. But they're all within reason, I think, for June, quite quick projects. So let's see. But generally, I really think it is, for me, a good idea right now to wrap up the hat collectors. Look, I do have ends, but further, no yarns attached. It's awesome. One full row of solid, and I do not feel, so I do have yarn to finish another row, but I really don't have the feeling it's needed. I mean, it's a row of solid, and if I want to add one more row, it's going to be 5 or 6 hours of work, and it's a very limited effect I'm going to get. So I'm just happy that I did finish on one row of solid colors, as we all spoke about, that I wanted to finish on the cream, which I have. So that's basically how it's looking with the cream, which is pretty darn awesome. So what we are going to do, we should probably switch to the dual window here, or dual screen, so you can keep track on me and my table. So I'm just going to pop you guys down if I'll succeed somewhere along the line. Also, I do have tea today. I do have a Dutch tea blend, and that's just a classic Dutch tea blend. And of course, I also have some lemonade to go on with it. So here's ends. Here is ends. I do have a fair amount of ends, but let's just start with the most simple one. That is the last yarn where I cut it, and I did have to go into the solid cake. We kind of expected it, didn't we? And here, that's how much I kind of used from it. So it's not that much. Like if I poke my finger in, you can definitely see stuff has been used from it. So it's not a full cake anymore. But there's still more than plenty of enough if I want to do like solid colored, color controlling shawls. Some of the shawls from Ines, Red Tea Potassier, you can easily do those color controlling, and I definitely have more than enough colors where the cream could match in nicely. So that is literally the least of my concerns right now. It's bittersweet that it's done. When I started following, we were working on this. Yeah, well, in one way, I'm kind of happy. It's not completely done. I need to weave in ends, lady. But next to that, I'm kind of happy we are finished, because I'm really keen on working on something else, something new. And what's also worth noting here, I guess, is yeah. I am trying to change up a few things, not necessarily for the channel, but more for myself as a person. And hopefully that will also give me a little bit more crafty time, or I'll be a little bit more efficient with some things. I mean, there's so many things I still need to upload to that store. Though this scrunchie is going to be the easiest to add to my store. I mean, it's just been pending. So it's just about updating the numbers. So that is an easy add. But everything else is just, I've just had too many things laying and waiting. And a part of it is also, I guess, because I desperately wanted to finish this. And I still I did not manage to finish completely on time. But even though I didn't have the time I had hoped to actually get it blocked. And it might still happen over the summer, or in worst case, I'll get it done sometime in September at the latest. It depends on how much space I will assess this will need. I will need to make a flat lay of it. I don't have a new flat lay since the last one. So I'm afraid you have to do with that if you want to see how it looks laid flat. Well, happy to show it to you guys shortly. It's got a little bit lighter on the edges for the flat lay. Where do we have it? Here we do. So it is a little bit more cream on the edges because the final version has, I think, 2 or 3 more rows. 2, 4, maybe 5 actually. It could be it has 5 more looking at it. Let's say somewhere between 4 and 5 more rows after that photo has been taken. And it is, thank you, very beautiful. I am super happy with the shawl, and I really don't know what's going to happen with it, except, well, I'm going to block it and it will go in my closet. And maybe if the right price is offered, I will be open to selling it. But right now it's just going to get blocked and go into my closet. I need some photos of it and stuff like that. But again, ideally I get it blocked first and then taking some photos. And I have many other things I need to block and take photos of, so it's just a question of get doing rather than, know the term, like, get if get off the pot if you're not shitting, so to say. Sorry for the not so nice words this early in the day, but yeah, should have got off the pot. Yeah, and that's what I really need to get started on, because I have so many shawls I need to block, and that is reality. And most of them, in the end, I think I will be selling the majority of those shawls that I have laying, waiting to get blocked. So it's just about getting them blocked and then getting them posted on my web store. I need to take action. That would probably be the correct way of saying this. But yeah, anyhow, further than that, I am absolutely happy that we are gotten so far. It is insane. And given the fact that I fully used up the other cakes, right? We are probably sitting around, plus a little bit of the others, I think it's weighing 700 and maybe 60-ish grams. I have no idea what that is in ounces. Too much. Thank you, Jessica. Was definitely not needed, but absolutely very much appreciated. As always, we gotta have a little party. I realize I'm a little bit. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are basically just going to go through all of this and find all the ends that I have forgotten to weave in or haven't yet. This is from a previous row. So that is on the back side. So we'll flip it around. So yeah, we're just weaving in ends, and then we will. I will definitely finish up the scrunchie, because it would make stupid sense not to when I'm so close to having that finished. It's the quickest finish ever. Okay, where did that land? I guess my vacuum cleaner will find it. Meanwhile, Rev said he finished a shawl yesterday, so let's pop over and have a quick look. I need to find the right. Ta-ta. Nice. Doesn't integrate, but it is gorgeous. Some ombre colors here going on. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with a lovely triangle shawl. Is this like alpine stitch, or is it just front posts, back posts? And of course it's on the bedspread. Makes perfect sense. Absolutely perfect sense. Why double crochets? Okay. It looks good. It's like red heart ombre or something along those lines, yarn. Like the slow gradient of it. Yep, Red Heart Super Saver Ombre Violet. Oh my goodness! Am I just starting to know my American yarns? Oh my goodness. Points for me. Sorry, just a small victory. Bit less than 2 skeins, but it's still gorgeous. Gift or donation? I mean, with all the blankets you're making, soon you can like make a little market and maybe recoup your yarn costs. About 1,000 yards. Well, how many yards is in this one? 3,000 some odd? Like more than 3,000. It's probably closer to 3,400 yards to what I made here. Which is insane if you think about it. For the wife at the moment. Okay. Well, she is definitely blessed with all your gifts. That is a certainty. I am really good at leaving a knot from the previous color chain because it just can't go on the darning needle. But yeah, to some extent it's maybe kind of sad, but at the same time, look at all those. We can like make new photos now for the stream because, well, obviously this is a new bright world. Hey, good morning, Susan. Hope you're having a great day. Quite soft. Okay. Surprisingly soft for red heart. I need more quick projects. Henceforth, the projects I've found, the ongoing WIPs I've found, they are all reasonably quicker makes compared to what we have been used to lately. And I still also have the water pearl shawl. I need to look into that. But I don't feel like I'm in an insane rush. So the newer super savers are actually softer than the old ones, from what I understand from you guys. That's just good news, right? My goodness, all the mail coming today through my door. And newspapers like the city one. Regular postman. Hope he didn't bring any bills. Wouldn't be surprised if he did. Good. So we are going that direction, and here is the next. Which is, by the way, where I added the solid cake. So this is here, this spot is where I officially ran out of yarn. And this bit until the end, that is the cake, the solid cake. So as I said to you guys, I think the row before, when it was getting evident to me, I was like, okay, this is definitely going to be not possible. And I will definitely have to, quote unquote, sort of play yarn chicken, but I don't. And that is why I am happy I had the solid. I had even debated in the beginning if I had to use the solid to start the heart with, this cream. But it just didn't feel as right as to make it as how it now is. And I'm quite happy with the choice I made. So, as Monty Python says, always look on the bright side of life. So that is where we are at. Oh. Make a kick sewed back with some cotton that was donated to my group yesterday. Oh, nice. You also donating the soap bag? Oh. So the stuff from Turkey is a lot softer than the stuff from India, but the umbrella was even softer than the solid from Turkey. Okay. That's kind of nice. I have to say, even Ice has been trying to tempt me insanely to buy yarn. But I have withheld. I still need to go through some of my Ice yarns, which I have plenty of in the Sorting My Stash series. 12.5 years is my estimated stash right now, based on my average consumption, which you all know through the destashing videos I have. And genuinely, I mean, June was 2 skeins, but we're already on 3 skeins for July. And all 3 skeins are these, where the hobbies a twister skeins. I mean, boom. Like that, we worked through 3,270-ish yards. Bit more maybe, but pretty close. Now the only question is when will how many skeins will I manage to consume in July? Obviously depend on a few factors. If I hold through to the end of the year of the same pace, I'm on the pace to use 212 skeins. My goodness, that's impressive. If I keep my pace on, I will definitely not reach 212 skeins. I'll reach like 70, it feels like. I don't know. I will pop up and check my, well, 72-ish. But with a bit of luck, it's gonna go a bit quicker. And also, let's not forget, of course, it's been thinner yarns. They are, in any case, different when it comes to usage. Okay, I need to wetten this yarn because... Oh. Yeah, garbage company was here to empty our green bins. So yeah, I mean, According to this calculation, it's 3,280 yards in here, plus the few extra, which is probably another 100. So it's pretty close to 3,400 yards, this shawl of yarn. And in ounces, it's probably like close to 27 ounces, weight-wise. A bit less, somewhere between 26.5 and 27. I mean, that by any means is a reasonably heavy shawl. And I will definitely start on a new shawl, but I may try to finish up the water pearl first, just because, you know, it's sort of. Let's see what I can do. It's sort of already in the move, right? So it would make sense to get that one finished too. Because we genuinely should finish up our WIPs. I mean, a scrunchie that's been waiting on me for a year. I have 4 projects going. I need variety. Oh, yes, I also need variety. I mean, I'm gonna get bored before the end of the day. I'm gonna see if how many ends I still have to weave in, but I mean, this is tedious. It's okay when I'm crocheting and once in a while I just need a break, but only weaving in ends is boring. And I definitely have this itchy itch to get started also on some amigurumi, which I think I will. Maybe on Friday. I don't know. The plan is that I'm live on Friday, as well as let's see. I'm just gonna pop up my agenda here. So I have travels coming up. For those travels, I will likely make the yarn talk video because that would just make most sense. That means that I am going to clear it all and say I'll be live on Friday and on Monday, Wednesday and Friday next week, and then the challenges come. We'll have a sort my stash video on the 20th. On the 22nd is probably not the best idea for me to go live because I need to pack because we leave on the Thursday. So what I may do instead is to go live on the Tuesday. But I will have to determine that if I'm ready for that towards next week. Because it kind of depends on everything I need to get sorted. So that's my hypothesis right now. That we can do something along those lines. And optionally, I may do a different date for the yarn talk. But it will definitely be pre-recorded in advance. Ooh. Jessica has sent us an email. I will have a look at that in just a few. I am just gonna ensure that we are good here with this end. So please be patient for a minute. Then we will go see if I got mail. According to Jessica, I should have mail. So we should go have a look at the beautiful makes. Let's see here. I did get mail. Ooh, I actually even got a mail message that the parcel was delivered to you, Susan. That's awesome. Now we're just waiting on revs. Ooh, I'm not very good at checking my mail, actually. But I'm so happy you got it, Susan. And Jessica sent us some photos. Oh, and I totally promised to send you my mailing address, which I haven't done, which I'm so sorry about. So I will get onto that as well today. It's just been a crazy week. So this is what Jessica is working on, which is definitely, if I may say so, quite intricate. Looks gorgeous. So that would be the start of it. Or, no, that's different. That looks different, but it is going to be a shawl. I love the variegation of the color of the yarn, though. Gorgeous. So that was more ends done. But this definitely looks quite intricate. That's like a doily of some kind. Worked in the round. And I see some of them French. Ooh. You would challenge my soul to go through that. 2 different projects. Yeah, okay. I guess there are some benefits to speaking French. So right now we are just checking for ends. So I have ends here I see upcoming, so definitely more ends to weave in. But I mean, we could keep weaving in all evening or all day. Oh, this is maybe I made them a bit long, but better too long ends than too short. I mean, if they're too short, we have a different problem. The green one is hand dyed in the same name as the timeless shawl. Oh. Yeah, because I was being like, I couldn't figure out if it was green or browns, but it was lovely natural colors. Love it. I also realized why we are a little bit on the late end today, because I got a little bit late online, but, well, I had to finish stuff for work. And find stuff for the live, I mean. Also, I had to find all my WIPs I had stashed away on my guest room. I have like a guest storage room. And my WIPs were laying in that room, waiting for me to be ready to work on them again. Patiently, they have been waiting. Good morning, Lisa. I hope you're having a great morning so far. Reminds me, I need to remember to us all to hydrate. So, cheers. I'm not sure if my tea is cooled off enough yet. So, Lisa, I finished the heart collectors except for the weaving and ends. Yep, you see cut yarn and needle. Very true. I am finished except for the ends that needs to be woven in. I wanted to do that yesterday, but we also went to the club yesterday and I was way later home than I had anticipated. We did have a good time. My partner had for once joined me as well. So despite of having wanted to weave in the ends yesterday, obviously you can see that we did not succeed doing that. Because, well, life. But life is important. We need to enjoy ourselves as well. It's not just one big happy family all of the time. It'd be nice if it was, but generally speaking, I'm pretty happy at what I've accomplished here. It's definitely taken a long time, which is why I'm kind of happy that I had set it as a project for some time in 2026. But I mean, it's still been taking me a couple of months to do, which is understandable. So we have more ends to come here, I see. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to finish up the last 7 stitches on my WIP that's been laying and waiting on me for ages. And because I finally got yarn to finish it off with, so to say. And then we need to choose if and what I'm gonna do. We have a few options. Oh yeah, that's the question. Did anyone order yarn from the big sale from Premier? And Lisa, do you know meanwhile what gender your grandchild will be? Any news? Or we are still pending a scanning date? Reminds me, we are going out for a visit tonight. We are going to visit our neighbors, the ones that just got the child, to see the child and have a cup of coffee and say hello and stuff like that. Rev was quite disappointed with the sales, though. He did not get anything. That does not sound good. You ordered yarn but still waiting on the gender, so you made more gender neutral, or you decided, well, bloody hell, I'll just order for both. Maybe it's twins. No, jokes aside. If they happened to be twins, I hope that she would already know. I mean, that would be a bit of a surprise, right? But yeah, back in the days, that was always a surprise. You never really knew before the kid was there. Gender neutral. Yep. At some stage, you also had to get started, right? So it's not too much of a surprise. I mean, can't keep waiting forever. There was a one more end. Rose says, so one thing I wanted 2 bags, but I'm not paying $20 for shipping to save 10. No, absolutely freaking not. That is not worth it. No, no, no. I would not have done that either. Unless you desperately needed it for whatever ongoing project, I mean, but that's probably not the case. I think bottom line is it always needs to make sense. Eh, some things are very easy to let be. I mean, I have this yarn that I wanted from hubby, and I was like, yeah, maybe at some stage I can buy it, and then I'll just wait for it for being on sale. But now they're discontinuing it, so it was just never meant to be me and that yarn. And I'm fine with it, sort of. And that's probably also because I wasn't exactly set on the project I wanted to make with the yarn. So it feels less of a need. And now also the color I wanted is gone. Sold out, not being replenished. So I guess that's easy, when the yarn you wanted gets discontinued. But there will be other new yarns in the future. I mean, we saw the maybe they have gotten the Twister holidays scene while from Halloween. We saw the Halloween yarn, and some of those I was like, yes, please. But generally I should not. Oi. Halloween yarns. Let's just pop over to see if they actually did get them. No, it's the Dahlia, Universe, Friends. Yeah, no, I don't see the Twister Halloweens. Maybe they're not getting them this year. But I mean, I could be tempted enough to wait for the sock yarn here to go on sale, because they usually go on sale at some stage when they want to clear out their stash. And I then hope if it does, I will pick up this one if it goes on sale. And then I will either have to learn to knit socks, or I will have to look very nicely at my mommy and say, would you knit me a pair? Because I think this is such a freaking gorgeous color. That said, I also genuinely like the bonfire. I'm not so keen on the hocus pocus, but that's probably more because I'm not a pink girl. This isn't too bad either, but I'm definitely then way more for this. Raven Wing. Yes, Raven's Wing and the Midnight Bonfire. Those two may come into my sock drawer as socks. But also, I saw their winter glow in the Halloween colors. I think this is so gorgeous. We spoke about it last time. I mean, this one or this one. Well, even the Mythic Amethyst. They are just all really gorgeous. I mean, and it's rowing style yarns, but this is something I would definitely have no issues with. But then we're a little bit back to it has to be on sale, and I'm not sure what project exactly I would want to make with it. And when I'm not 100% sure on the project, it feels a bit like a waste to get it. But these are new. They are definitely, they haven't been in the Halloween selection before. So then what do they else have for funny sales, which we missed, which is this week? Of baby snuggles, which is not a problem for me. Oh, they still have Sultan for sale. There is a yarn here I really want, which I haven't gotten either. Tea Time is also gorgeous yarns. And we still have Cotton Deluxe. I'm surprised that it's still on sale. Crafting acrylic. It's a bit like the pool skeins. I'm not familiar with it, but I'd assume it's a bit similar to the Red Heart Super Saver I like XL. The Winter Glow regular colors, which is vastly different from their not holiday Halloweens. Even the Bohemian Double here is on sale, except I got a better deal than this one when I bought them, so I am not sad. Colorina is on sale, which is gorgeous. I have some yarns similar to the Colorina. City Socks. I think this gorgeous color is something for you, Lisa. I mean, this green one, green yellow one, not the neon green, neon yellow. No, maybe look different, but I mean, that's kind of up your alley. The finest on sale, but it's not good sales. Cascata is a yarn I really want at some stage, but it doesn't really look like there is lots of extremely insanely tempting yarns. Here is the yarns that I wanted to get. It's a Cozy Cakes. It's 80% acrylic, 20% wool. They're 200 grams to 700 meters. And I wanted the green one. Like there's this very bright green, which is no longer there. This one. But it's sold out. Like if I pop in here, it doesn't change. It's not there anymore. And down here it says, be aware this product is being removed from the assortment. Please purchase before it's too late. And this orange is kind of nice. Yeah, but I'm meaning I don't know what to make from it. So, and I wanted to have like 2 skeins of that. Really. You can see the green up here. That's the one I really wanted, but I'm leaving it's sold out and it's not going to be returned in stock. So it's just not going to happen. And I'm fine with it. It's okay. I'm finding my peace. Wasn't sold on the Premier sale. Nothing I wanted was deeply discontinued, so nothing purchased. Decided to make something wild from a next donation project. Ooh, wild. Let's go and check what's wild. That is wild. Ooh, that is wild. That is a yellow and a black, very sparkly. It's definitely popping the yellow, but black makes any color pop mostly. Like if it's a little bit fresh. I mean, oh. The crafting acrylic from Hobby is also being removed from the assortment. There you see. I love the stitch yarn, please. So that's what I'm going to make the big blanket from. Okay. Also got myself a mud brand project back for 75% off. Well, we all know like really good discounts or great discounts, right? So that is okay. Yep, Lisa, they are quite fun sack yarns. I do agree. I love Little Knits for better yarn at great prices. Little Knits are, I like Little Knits too. I've ordered from them a few times. Okay, yeah. I heard of them, but I haven't ordered from them because, well, it's expensive to get to Europe. I guess, if I ever manage to get it overseas, I will have to ask my friend if it's okay I get yarn ordered and delivered at their home. And then I can put it into my suitcase and just bring it with me. And then hope customs won't open my suitcase. Because that's what they're there for. They're technically supposed to check, but I mean, for some things, it's also cheaper to buy in the States for us. Like when I were there a while ago, um, I had a reasonably empty suitcase with me, or mainly old clothing, so I had room to buy new clothing to bring with me back home. Because some brands is just cheaper to buy in the US because they are American brands, but they're still very nice brands. Such as, for example, if you want sport clothing from Nike, um, buy it in an American sports store, and you will probably save 20%. I remember I bought like 1 year, I bought like 4 sports bras with me back home. Yep, Lisa likes neons. I know you do. That was why I was thinking of you. I couldn't pass up stitch please for 2.5 each, and then I grabbed some clearance yarns too. Running black and neon together, I have a bunch of neon's figures. I will just run them until the skein runs out and see how long it takes to get to 40 inches. Good lucky. The Stree also added some yarn to the order to save herself shipping. Yep, that makes good sense. I mean, when I got the bamboo blend yarn for my mom to knit me the t-shirt I've ordered, I also put some yarn in myself to get free shipping, which was on sale, because I was like, I'm gonna get the yarn as outstage in any case, so who cares? Dun, 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 dun. It's so many ends here in the end because it took so more often I had to change yarns, right? Here we have another change. It's on the outer row. So that was when I added the last cake of the 3. Which happened like what, Saturday? I think. I grabbed some of their gala yarn. I've been eyeing it for a while and it's discontinued, so I figured better get it now. I also got enough bamboo selection for a knit top. Nice. Do, do. Sounds like they had better deals for Canada, maybe. I don't know, but it does almost sound like it, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Oh, that could also be. That is definitely also an option. Yarns needed for different purposes. Biggest yarn I got was DK, most of fingering weight. Meanwhile, Rev is double stranding, 2 full weights. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is awfully thin yarns as well. After being worked so long in them, I'm kind of happy to get into something else. Hallelujah. We are not the same. No, we are not. And that's absolutely fine. People are different. We should be different. Lisa says, to be honest, I wasn't super impressed with the sales and anything else with the way it was hyped. Yeah. I wonder sometimes if it's because people have expectations from prior years, if that makes sense. And due to those changes, obviously, expectations may be different. I had a period where it was a challenge for me to compete and perform, because when I got to the local competitions, people were starting to expect specific performance from me. And I had to get to learn how to only expect my own performance rather than having other people expecting me to do things I didn't necessarily expect to do. Well, that's many years ago where I went down that path. And I think what's the important take from this is that it's important that you know what you can do, but never expect to do anything. And so the same should be for others. That was sort of the tip. This is the part of the tip. Ooh. Did we pass it? We did. My goodness. I may have to double check soon if I actually did catch all those ends. I mean, Or am I now going the wrong direction? That could also be. Because this right now looks like no ends. No ends, no ends. Oh, there is an end. Whoa. Could I really have gotten them all? I mean, this looks to maybe be my last 2 ends. To even. I don't need this one anymore either. If that's really my last 2 ends, that would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? I finished my very short in the DK weird cut and it hurts my wrist pretty bad. Oh, that's not cool. I think the ends are really almost done. I will need to double check, obviously. But I have a really feeling that we're very, very close to the end of this. To the end of the ends. That would be so amazing. And then, my friends, if that is indeed done, then we are gonna grab the velvet yarn and we are gonna wrap up that scrunchie. Because I mean, that is as good as finished. So I really should just get it finished. Oh, maybe I should have done this a bit longer actually. Too late. You started watching Clarkson's Farm last week. How are you finding it so far? I still think it is a great show displaying the real life difficulties of farming. I mean, the majority of people just expect it's a piece of cake, I guess, but it's generally not. And he's a nice personality. Halfway through season 3. Can't believe how far I've watched of it already, but yeah, it's good. And I think he's doing a genuine good job. Gerald is amazing. And so freaking difficult to understand. Thank God for subtitling. No idea what he's saying 85% of the time. Yeah, dialects can be pretty awesome, can't they? I mean, I have the same sometimes when we visit a place here in the Netherlands, which is like it's called Achterhoek. And I mean, when they start talking in that dialect, you don't get shit of it either. You just can look and be like, yeah, right. I don't know what you're saying, but sure, I'm sure you're trying to talk Dutch, but I don't know if you actually are. You could just say you are and not do it. So my partner said he was going to spend more time on the range in the new season, but he says that every year, so I'm not really sure if it's really gonna happen. But I hope he would. It would be good for him, I think. Ta-ta! Now, we should have no more ends, but let's just double check. I mean, this tends to be something, but I will be happily if there isn't any. And it really does look like we got them all, doesn't it? Scream end if you see one, huh? But for me, I think we might have gotten them all. So I should actually be really nice to you guys and get you a wide view of this one. Yeah. I see no ends. Now the question is, do we have a front side or the back side showing? If I flip it, that's the front side. Ooh, we finally found a hobby for your husband. Curious what he picked up, Lisa. Definitely curious. Absolutely. Let's see if I can do it on this one. That's not the best view. Okay, I'll pop over on the regular one. I'll pop you guys up because you guys want to see this, of course. Gardening. Well, he may come and do my garden. I actually did a little bit earlier today, but not like a lot. So the problem is, it's actually so heavy, it pulls on the heart. So the heart won't really kind of stay like a heart, which is a bit of a sad thing. But I am going to attempt showing you guys this freaking gorgeous piece of a shawl. I mean, it still bows up and will curve in, which you could see on the flat lay. Oop. But if anything, I do have a quite nice shawl for my arms. Almost fully covered. If that's what one wanted to do. And that's actually quite nice, you know. Looking at it like this and how it curls around you. That's also why I say it's really gonna be so darn difficult to block because of, like, I either have to block each of the tips and then I'll have to block it like on a lots of times and probably like spread it out on the, if you like look before it starts spreading, I could probably like pin that down and then spread the tips after that. But I mean, it's really gonna be quite the project, right? But yeah, we're finished. That is so weird, guys. It's so weird to be finished with this one. My new landscapers are awesome. They came by yesterday and everything looks great. Oh, that's great, Rev. It's humongous. Yes, it's huge. But it's also like 760 grams. A bit more than 3,000 meters. It's bound to be humongous. It feels nice, actually, though. I'm kind of happy how it covers and so on. So I'm definitely not unhappy with it, but I don't know. Like, will I use it? Maybe, probably, on cold days. So yeah, that is shawl done. It's gonna be featured also in my sort my stash because obviously it's a finished project. And that was the end of the ends. which I probably will have some more on, so maybe I should just keep that one up. I mean, that's so crazy. We have the water pearl being ready to go into production, back into production. That's so crazy. We are finished. You didn't see any ends hanging out either. I don't think I did, so I'm just double checking. That is so cool. So I actually wanted to finish up the few stitches I had here because it just makes sense. Right, so I need my 3.5mm crochet hook. Not 3.5, sorry, 4.5. That's what I've been using. And I need to put away stitch method. Exactly. Next up, scrunchie. And also gonna put in stitch markers I used for the hat collector short in my box of stitch markers. Awesome. I am though going to need a short break, so I do hope that you allow me a little short break, and then we'll be back with the scrunchie. So be right back.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be, we're gonna be two hearts running wild. The moonlight, summer sky, it was the best we ever had. And we'll stay on forever. We'll never have regrets. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. We're gonna be, we're gonna be two hearts running wild. Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, and it's just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running.
Hey, I'm back. Yep, scrunchie is definitely next. Cheers. Meanwhile, Lisa's hoping that she will get her premier's order before she's going to Mexico at the end of the month. Yeah, that would be nice, because then you will have stuff to work on, right? Like, you got lots of projects coming up. Okay, so back to the dual camera view here. Tonka tong. Well, this yarn is doing funky, and I did see an end at one side, so I am gonna not do the center pull, because I did see the end. See, here we are. Haha, end. And as you know, we had a very clear project here going on, which I have literally, I reached to do 3 trebles in that stitch, and I have 2 stitches technically. If I do one more there, 7 stitches to go. So I need 7 treble crochet stitches, and then I need to weave in ends. I mean, that would be pretty nice. And then let's see if I will be allowed to go in here. I would. Then we also should take this end, because obviously it is coming to an end. Woohoo! And we need this end. There we go. And then we are on to the triple crochets of the following stitch. Mamma mia. Here we go. Oh. I haven't done any scrunchies this last autumn. It's not been needed. I do have a few more. I did have a few more, so I do need to make all white scrunchies. I have some grays I want to make, and a very a darker green compared to the ones I already have. And I think I might option those to be like car projects, because it's not like a dire need or stress to get them made. But I mean, I need to do it sometime when it's, I guess, and a car project is nice and quick. So that means if I'll do them in the car, I can always weave in ends later, and then just make them. And and be happy with the end result, so to say. I do think I want to make an extra here. So instead of the 6, we did end up making 8 stitches, but it just rounds it up nicely. So we are gonna cut some yarn and weave in ends, because I love weaving in ends. But I mean, if we can finish up this scrunchie today, ta-ta! I still have almost a full screen left. Then, you know, it's so easy just to add it to my stock on my Shopify, on my web store. I do have 3 ends to weave in, technically speaking, because the 4th end I already did weave in. I don't want to bring any knitting to Mexico. I think they will confiscate my needles. Only crocheting then, I guess. Also, because if I can knit a nice hat from this yarn, then all my scraps I can use. I can make velvet scrap beanies. Unless, of course, I get sold out of some scrunchy collar and I need to make more of them. Though I'm having a feeling, I don't know, maybe at some stage. At some stage. Let's see. This is the lavender. And I now have 5 available instead of 4. Isn't that awesome? It is. Da-da. Only crochet with very specific hook. My interchangeable, according to their rules, all needles and hooks cannot be longer than 2 inches. Ah. Yeah, that is definitely things you need to keep in mind, because I would really suck having your best hooks taken. Or you will need to put it into your regular luggage. Would that be okay? Like, you know, the checked in luggage, so to say. Ooh, do not leave my darning needle. Yeah, check luggage would be fine. But obviously that doesn't allow you to crochet much on the journey. 2 inches? How much is 2 inches? Like, could I bring my hooks? I'm curious. 2 inches. I could, I guess. Or is it including the shaft? Because then it's like impossible. I mean, because this one is 1.5 approximately. Not that I'm planning on going to Mexico anytime soon. Actually, I have no plans for Mexico. Could be, maybe in the future, but not right now. If anything, I'll probably, I don't know. I have a little dream for Australia I get in the future. Including the handle. Oh, that's not happening. I mean, no. No, no, no. Let's be realistic. And me being realistic means that is not happening. Good. I guess it's always good to check. I know if you're going to travel to Amsterdam or Copenhagen, you can bring your knitting needles. I have not had any issues. But I would advise generally to check for the airports and local rules because they are definitely bound to be different depending on where you're traveling. I guess it's just too much mafias in Mexico. They're afraid that somebody will bring on knitting needles to kill somebody on the flight. I don't know. Just one left. I mean, or some of you. It's kind of cool. Almost being done. Du, du, du. You know, if we count finishing and weaving and ends to finishing a project, which kind of is, then you guys know what? Then we have almost finished 2 projects today. I think that's a pretty good statistic. Just saying. Should you be interested in any of my makes? BuyMeWorldofCrochet.com is my web store. I also have a link to it in the description box down below. Ta-ta. I mean, this is nice. Scrunchy, complete. Completo. So the question is now, we have 1 hour and 15-ish minutes to go. What are we gonna do next? One more stitch marker back in the box. And I have my ends for what I've been weaving in for the past, I don't know how long, but more ends gone and dusted. Yeah. And a scrunchie has been stocked. Nice. That's actually going pretty good. So we have options. We have 3 options right now. Option 1, I progress on my bucket hat, which has also a gray and a light gray, and the end purpose is going to be this type of bucket hat. So a regular single crochet on top that makes it quite dense, but here on the side we have the granny stitch, and I've been carrying the yarns. That's been working fine with other editions. So that's option 1, but it is quite dark because it is black what I'm using, and I'm just going to see what actually I did do last time. I did, didn't I? No, I didn't. Anyhow, that's one option. This one I need to get stacked also on my store. I think it's gorgeous yellows. That's option 1. See, I reached round 2. Or we take this yarn again, and we take my knitting needles and we cast on for the beanie. And it is a bit thinner yarn, so I will need to use a bit thinner needles. So I am thinking it might work up nicely with yarn as using for the bankhead beanie, but I will make a bit smaller size than I normally do because I need to make sure I have enough yarn. I think I do, but I'd rather have scraps over or left over than I won't have enough yarn. And the last thing we can do is to start, and then I need to remember, oh my goodness, what needle size I was using for this. Of course, I didn't fucking write it down. Or we're gonna continue on this, which is the waistcoat, but I need to start on the 2 sides. Any preferences? I mean, that's kind of where we are at. This one I need to do at some stage, so it's just a question of when I start on it again. Later this week, it will be too warm to work with this, I think, if I need to test it on. And I can't believe I didn't write down what crochet hook size I used. I may have to go back in some lives where I was working with this just to check if I might actually see it. Or do I have photos still laying from it? That could be. Maybe. Meanwhile, feel free to come with your input if you have suggestions as to what I should do. Because, I mean, it's not super iffy if I work on one or the other. Rev says I kind of like the waistcoat, but whatever you really want. Yeah, thank you. I don't care actually what we start on. We just need to start on something. Do I have a photo long enough ago from when I started on this waistcoat? Yeah, here. Okay. The next challenge is, how big is this? Oh, not that one. That one. No. I think I used my 5mm hook. Yep, it's my 5. Okay. So it's a 5mm hook to work on this, if we do. Lisa says, I think I've finished that shawl. You should work on what you feel like. I just did. I finished a scrunchie. I definitely could work on what I feel like. I do feel like, so the benefit of working on this is that once it's finished, I have nothing left of the Advent series that I wanted to make in 2026. So that's what's motivating me towards working on this. I do remember, because last time I worked on this was back in, oh jolly, it's a long time ago. I think in April, maybe March or April. Let me just check for a minute. Last time I worked on this was, according to this, on the 20th of May. April was kind of close then. But I also worked on the hot collectors in between, and then a bit of this, and I flipped a bit back and forth depending on what I was in mood to do. I'm making this for my boss. It's easy and lovely. That's great. So what I think I'll do, because I'm debating on adding one more row to the top, but I didn't want to do that before I see how much yarn will take to get the 2 front panels. I'm not sure why it's not showing either. Generally, links is not something that it doesn't like unless you are a moderator. So what I could do is I will add you, and now you should be able to share. Like that. The Aurelia sweater scarf on Ravelry. So what I think I'm gonna do is I am probably gonna work on this. And we're gonna start on the first of the 2 panels. Ooh, that's nice. Really a sweater scarf. That is nice. Hoplo Diablo and Hobby Diablo glitter. Ooh. Crochet hook. That is nice. I may just very well have to, for practical reasons, I am going to save this one in my favorites. That is nice. I have some yarns that could probably be used as a replacement for the Hobby Diablo. I like it. Easy pattern to go through. I mean, if she wanted to show, here we go. I think it's quite nice. Nice cover up to get a bit of warmth. Definitely nice. What I need to do, what did I do down here? Oh yes, oh my goodness, do I need to remember how to do this? Yeah. No, that was the wrong pattern. That was also the wrong pattern. Here we are. Okay, this is a pattern I am going to attempt to make for the waistcoat, and I need to make 2 front panels. So left front piece, right front piece, but mirrored logic. So what did I do with the top one? I picked up the size. I do think I did XL, yeah. Without being sure. The back piece, I did 80 some odd stitches, so that must be the XL. Let me just count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 30. Maybe less. 4, 6, 8, 40. 4, 6, 8, 50. 2, 4, 6, 8. Definitely less. I need to check compared to, because 74. That would match. No, 76, 74, because it decreases instantly afterwards. We recount. So that's the thing when you aren't used to, when you leave things away and you don't forget. It's better not to have too many things going on at the same time. 2, 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 40, 2, 4, 6, 8, 60. Did I say 40, 50, 60? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and another 6, so it's 66, which would equal the XL size, which makes sense. Okay, so that is what I need to do down here. And instead, we need to make chains to do trebles in. So I did a foundation treble crochet row, so I need to do the same here. And we need to this decrease some of them, which is a bit kind of ridiculous. So instead, we are gonna make 33 triples foundations, and I'm gonna keep this one on for this piece because for obvious reasons I may increase that one more row, but I don't want to do that until I know how much yarn I have and it takes. My goodness, you need a 5mm hook, not the 6. That's too big, not the 5.5. I need in between 5. Now I need to remember to make foundation trebles. No. Oh, that's the outside. Kinda had hoped I could do a center pull on this one. I can. Sweet. Okay, so this one goes over there. We're not gonna need that. You're making it with Fairyland yarn. Ah. Lisa made an octo card with Fairyland yarn. Ooh. This one is gorgeous too. Timeless lace shawl. Like the, when it's just not too many colors, you can easier see the different stitch definitions here. I like the simplicity. Nice. Goes quick though if it's worsted weight, right? So, how is it also again to get started on these? Oh my goodness. Do I need 2 or do I need 3? It's green, yellow, blue, and peach. Nice. That is gorgeous. I have the idea I'm supposed to do 3, but I'm not sure. I probably should because it's a side of it. And then I need to get in. Yep. So that was the first bit. Yep. We are back in the game. I always ensure the bottom part of the foundation chains is a bit looser to prevent too much slanting. See? We have 5 stitches so far. And I need to make 33 stitches, so we have a few. We have a few to go. So basically my idea is this is only half of the other one. So I kind of want to make 2 sides, start off both sides, and see how far I get with one skein on each of those. And then I have the one skein left to figure out if I have the room to increase the height of the other one. Because if I do not, we may have a problem. Then I won't have enough yarn. Because they are, unfortunately, discontinuing this. This is the colorway 31. It is the regular, well, it is the Amico XL. Let's pop in here. It is on sale right now. But I mean, how long is the good question. It's not having a deadline. But if I pop in here and I say colorway 31, oh, it is still here. So that is the yarn I'm currently using. And this one is not getting discontinued. That's a good thing. So that means if I'm clever, I will probably have to test if I need more. But the thing is, I don't know if the dye lot will match. So still, I will be really sad if it doesn't. I mean, then it's better just to know, I guess. That would be like a gamble if the dye lot matches. But I guess it would be better than being short of yarn. But according to the pattern, I should be fine. I should be fine, but I don't know. I mean, we're gonna try. We are gonna try. But yeah, reality is just I prefer making a foundation treble rather than making a chain and then working in treble crochets into that chain, because I think it generally works up nicer. Susan has to get going. Take care, Susan. I hope you're going to have a great Wednesday ahead, and I will maybe see you on Friday. Yeah, I also prefer I just think it looks nicer, and it gives you a lot less fiddle stress for getting into the right stitch and all that stuff. So I am all in for the foundations. For sure. I'm not sure what happened here. It's a little bit fluffy. I think it might be some strands as to a knot, sort of yarn knot thing. We'll have to see how that works up. It does curve a little bit, and then with a little bit of stretching, it doesn't curve. So in the beginning, it does seem to curve a little bit, and then I just pull a little bit in it and it doesn't curve anymore. Exactly, it got better stretch. I totally agree. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I probably need to set some stitch markers actually, just for me, so I don't need to count extra many. So 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Because we need 33. And now we're at 12, so there is still some to go. So what are people having for dinner today? We are having officially leftovers. My partner came home complaining Sunday from the event that they did not get any good food at all. Well, what he considers good food. So I promised him that I would make some nicer food than he had gotten there. And henceforth also what I just had in the house. We are ended up on leftovers. It is a chicken curry. And then I still need to figure out. I don't need to figure out more. It's Wednesday today. My jolly. Tomorrow we eat on my in-laws. Friday I need to make my own dinner because apparently I'm eating on my own. But I should be fine. I'll figure out something. Okay, so that yarn connection actually worked very nicely up in a stitch. I shall not complain. I mean, that got connected right in there. You barely can see it. Sweet. 2, 4, 6, 8. I need 2 more for number 20. It's Wednesday, my dudes, so I will be making the teriyaki rice balls so the wife has lunch for tomorrow at the office. Yes! I should not ask you what you're eating on Wednesdays because it's always the same. But I need to figure out what I'm going to eat on Friday. I don't know yet, but probably something simple. Doo-doo. I am also officially put myself on a, well, I wouldn't call it a diet, but I am aware of what I'm consuming, kind of thing. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 20. So I'm just basically writing down what I'm eating just to make myself aware of what I'm going through in a day because I really need to take care of my own life. Yesterday you had chili dogs and French fries. As I said, I still don't know what I'm gonna eat on Friday, but something. Might end up buying a salad actually. I mean, I'll be walking to my in-laws tomorrow and I'll walk past the store, so I might just do groceries for a simple salad. Friday is Stria's birthday, so she's coming over and I'm making her favorite braised beef short ribs. Oh, that sounds freaking nice. I am ready to come and visit. Friday, Rev is making sesame chicken and rice. This also sounds good. Ooh, also, So you got to eat your first cucumber from the garden last night. Ah, that's nice. So I did actually sow a couple of tomato plants this spring, but I got them a bit late into the ground. And now they're finally really taking a bit of a sprout growth, but I am afraid I may not have, well, maybe in the autumn I'll have tomatoes. Which reminds me, I will definitely have to ask my mom-in-law to check if my plants need water outside when we are gone for the 4 days. I have a staple of about 10 to 15 things, and every week a couple of wildcard days where I change things up. Monday and Wednesday are set days each week. Don't tell your husband. Oh, he doesn't know that you ate the cucumber. But he just took up gardening, so did you eat his cucumber or 6, 8, 10? I need 3 more stitches if I did this count correct. Friday is kind of alternatives between spaghetti and the usual sesame chicken. I think we tend to make often the same dishes when we get into like a comfy mode. You know how to make it and it's simple and you like it. Then we often tend to revolve around the same dishes. I was told that we were going to have some sort of a cucumber salad tomorrow. I'm not sure what it's going to go with, but usually that's some sort of chicken thing. We'll have to see tomorrow. Meanwhile, my stomach is telling me it's dinner time, which I will disagree with it. Because it's not. Whew. Sorry about that one. Okay. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 8, 30. 1, 2, 3, 33. Hallelujah. Guess what? We made 33 stitches. And then turn the piece. Continue the pattern as described for the back piece. At the same time, begin to increase towards the mid front row on every with 1 treble crochet 4 times. Okay, so I need to do as described for the back piece. So basically what I need to do is I did this. Turn the piece now, continue the pattern, see above, remember gauge. When the piece measures approximately, did I do 9 or 12? I don't remember anymore. That's sad. My memory's poor. I did, how many rows before I started increasing? There is no increase. They are on the other side, I think. No, I increase 2 stitches early, which is here and here, but nothing here. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, that's easy. I didn't have my tea today. I totally forgot about my tea because I had other fluids. But it is very drinkable right now. So that's good. Yes, yes. No, that was the decreases. The increases were okay, but the decreases were horrible. But as I say, we still have the back piece, so that's a benefit. But yes, I do remember I did not like how that turned out either. So now we have to turn the work. And we have to work. Woohoo. 31. Not 31, 33. Even. Ooh. Single crochets all the way back. So 1, 2, but we do need to, because it just makes things easier for me when I need to find the stitch. We need to make 33 stitches all the way to the back, but cannot pull it too tight because then the gauge will go funky. And then we'll have to turn the work around and do treble crochets again all the way back. And then we'll have to do that 5/10 times, 10 rows from what I could quickly count. Oh, some odd reasons I want to do double or triple crochets. But there is no need for that. So now I think we're at 32. I have a feeling I need to squeeze in one more stitch. I just need to, I'll just count to be sure. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 8, 30, 32. Yeah, I need one more. It's because it starts with this chain thingy. On this row. Ta-ta! Got it. I do assume I stacked those doubles or trebles. Yeah. I definitely did. I would have been surprised otherwise. We went out for steak dinner on Monday for my in-laws' wedding anniversary. 63 years, that's impressive. Congratulations. I mean, honestly, let's face it, these days it's more modern to get a divorce than it is to stay married. Just not for that generation, but I think it's wonderful when it when it goes well and stays well. But that's impressive. 63 years. Anyhow, our new neighbors are working on moving in. They're right now doing all the painting jobs that needs to be done in the house before they move in all the furniture. So far, I have assessed that we have at least a family of three. A couple of parents and maybe a girl of 3, 4, 5-ish. If they have more, I don't know. But they do seem to know people here in the street. So I guess I'll get to know them better when they have settled. I mean, it's always nice to know your neighbors. So you can say hello to them at the street without being weird. Yeah, I'm impressed. Generally, Lisa, I am. Because, I mean, seriously, I mean, it is really modern to just cut it. I am slightly concerned, to be honest, of this size. Is this gonna fit me? I mean, this one probably is, but it's gonna be close. But hey, here I am. I am officially on a sort of semi-diet. So if it won't fit me in the beginning, it definitely will come to fit me. And if it still won't, then I guess I will make some soul happy. Right now, this just looks really small. But I'm sure it will get better. Has to. Anyhow, I think I'm happy we got started on it. It has to. I have to get started on it at some stage in any case. But I won't have the buttons ready quite yet, and I'm still trying to figure out if I have time to get them done before heading off to Denmark, because I do have a fair few other things I need to reach before leaving. But, you know, if the only thing I need to do at some stage is to sew on buttons, make and sew on buttons, then that is also a quick finish. Well, making them isn't super quick. It will take me probably half an hour before everything is set up and before they're done. But that is a detail. Yeah, so right now we are tripling ourselves away. Look, that was row 3. Or 2 if we look away from the foundation row. It goes quick when there's only 33 stitches, I mean. Coming from the Heart Collector's show, this is a breeze. This is a breeze from the Heart Collector's show. Yes, anything is a breeze after that. That's true. That is true. Oh, I do know I'll need breaks for when I start on the bucket hat because it's rough. I mean, crocheting in black yarn really needs you to view carefully. Where you place the stitches. Ta 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 ta. But yeah, I will definitely have more yarns used up this month than those 3 cakes. But yeah, that's also genuinely not too difficult either. Need to pick up the pace to follow Rev. I mean, was it 212 you were on the road to do? That's insane. I think last year was maybe the most amount of skeins I've ever done in a year. I'm gonna check because I do have the numbers. In 2024, I did 66 skeins, which is not much, but I definitely also had some bigger ones in between. Plus, I was working more for my previous boss, which basically didn't give me that much free time to crochet during that period. That was a freaking nightmare. I was so happy once I was gone, done and dusted with the job. And then at the end of the year, I was unemployed for a short period of time. Um, and of course, that did give me some more freedom to do some crochets. Then 2025, I used up 84 skeins. That, my friends, is then I will need to make a bit of effort to get there, but it is not impossible. I mean, I do have some smaller skeins that I'm working on. And we do have other ideas too. But yeah, last year my stash also increased from what I read, at least based on the amount. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. It's always curious. Like it's fun to go through stats just to compare. And what was the end result? I think my end result 2025 was a minor increase looking at length, though I had increased on grams, so on the weight, but the length was only a minor increase total. And I do believe I don't know. It's cool. I also used up a bunch last year at the same time, so. In all fairness, I tend to work thicker yarns so skeins get used up quicker. That is indeed fair. I mean, those sport weight yarns, 2-weight yarns I've just been using for the shawl. Boo, 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 boo. No, 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 no. That just takes a long time. This is a 4-weight, I think. Yeah, it's a 4-weight. So that comes a bit closer to, I guess, what you're doing. I still pump out a lot of projects. You do. One would consider if you had other things to do, or if you're just insanely fast. I mean, if I only crocheted, I could definitely consume more, but I do other things too, which I enjoy in life. Yeah, that's valid. Lisa says, rough mice use bigger yarn, but his foot is still smoking. Yep. Mine isn't. Oh, I did a double crochet, another treble. So let's just redo that, please. Gets a bit warm from time to time, but it just saves me. Yeah, when it's acrylic yarn, that does indeed. It melts. Ah, that's a solution to not leaving in ends. Only use acrylic and then crochet quick enough that it melts automatically when it's time. Ah, mean. That is the ideal solution, isn't it? I like to have at least one finished object a week. Scrunchies? I mean, that's a good way of finishing at least one object a week. And I realize hat is a crazy thing to say. That is a crazy thing to say. Yeah, well, it depends, I guess, because a crocheted hat you could easily finish in a week. I'd also like to have more finished projects because, you know, my yarn talks is kind of about what I've done and my WIPs and so on. But when I've done so many of the same projects over such a long time, it kind of gets a bit tedious just to talk about the same. Now I'm just, because I know I will be absent on a Friday, where I normally probably would be live. I decided to um, shuffle the agenda a little bit around, for the purpose of an extra live instead with you guys. I have to try. Lisa has the same. She's also trying to finish an object a week. Made 7 coasters last week, then the shawl over the weekend. Yeah, so actually you were on 8 last week, technically speaking. What is going on? I hear all sorts of noises outside, but it's probably fine. Well, it looks like we will be increasing next time, or maybe I'll do in between. I mean, I'll have to work on something, but it could also be that I option for us to work on this one on Friday, and then I look at either casting on for knitting, might be a possibility, or I will work on the bucket hat, which is, you know, black yarn. Black yarn is not very nice for you guys to watch me work in because it's impossible to see. When I was in that baby beanie kick, I was making 3 to 4 a day. It is nice when you can make lots of projects, I guess, because it makes you, it's an accomplishment. It makes, yeah, you feel you somehow achieved something. Mm. Lisa says I finished my shawl as well, but I'm not sure how it will behave with blocking. So yesterday I made a little swatch and it's currently blocking. Ooh, that is curious. You can get to show us a photo once you know what it ends up with. Yep. So that's 3. I think I said 5, didn't I? I think so. It seems way too soon to increase yet. One, 2, 3. I'll finish the sock later today and I'll immediately cast on the second. Is that amongst all the presents? Yep, 2 presents going, 7 and 8 socks and another muscle burn. Oh, yes. So you're a busy woman. As I said, I have no Christmas presents planned this year. Not yet, at least. Not sure what it should be. Since I am not going to Denmark for Christmas. At least not planned. It could, of course, always change. But right now the plan is to stay in the Netherlands with my mom-in-law and be social here. And we tend to like change. So every second year we go to Denmark, and every second year we go to Denmark. Hey, Mishi! Great to see you. Good morning, girl. And let's boardy. Absolutely wonderful to see you. And I can't believe it's been 29 months. Goodness gracious. Wow, 29 months, girl. Have a wonderful day. Have a great day at work. If work is for today, and otherwise, wish you just generally a splendid day. So, schönes Tag, Michi. Ein schönes Tag bist du gewünscht von mir. I'm not going to do Denmark for Christmas. Sounds like World War II. So. Well, Trump still wants to buy Greenland. He can fuck off. Time does fly when you're having fun. That is certain. Can't believe it's been 29 months already. But I am sure glad to see you. Demetria Donny has moved on to other fantasies. Aha. But no worry, Mishi, I'm also here for another maybe 10 minutes and then we are gonna have to call it to an end because it's getting 5 p.m. here, which means that I need to get ready for dinner time soon. Lisa says Trunk can do that with a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, I get you can sell and buy land, but you can't sell and buy a country. It's just rude. Like, it would be the same if I would sell Lisa's property to someone without asking her permission. I mean, that's not okay. Well, that's my point of it. I mean, others may have different opinions. And also, why would the Greenlandic people say yes? They will lose their free school and free healthcare system. Like the whole fact he doesn't need Canada. Yeah. Well, I guess he just wants everything so he can decide everything. I don't know. He wants the world. One big America. Maybe. On top of the world. Oh. So that was this row. It goes so quick. My goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're gonna do 5 if I remember correctly. But in any case, it is a single crochet row, and the single crochet rows are not increasing rows in any case. Da, da, da. So yeah, I need to make a flat lay of my heart collectors and see if I can actually squeeze it all down on one mat, blocking mat, which I might be, but then I can't like block them individual. So I still need to like be creative with my blocking of it. That is pretty certain. Or I need to like kind of fold them, and I'm not sure if that's a desirable course of action. It didn't look bad when I had it on. It looked good. Huge, but good. Mm. Yeah. And I do believe I said we had to get 5. So we have now 4 rows of the trebles and 8 rows in total. I'm quite sure we need 10 rows in total before the increase. But let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 increase. Yes. But with the time left, we're not gonna reach to do actual increases, but we are just gonna crack a little further on. Maybe I can reach to finish this row that I'm about to start. Maybe not, but you know, I'm not gonna cry. I'm just happy we're working on something different, something else, because we finished 2 projects today. One of them was, albeit, well, actually both of them were pretty easy, but one of them had quite a few ends still to even. And the other one, ooh, that's so nice to have that one finished. The scrunchie that's been sitting and looking at me for weeks. But yeah, from all the other scrunchies I made, because I can only make 4 per skein, which is okay. But that means that I always have leftover. And all those leftovers, which won't produce a full scrunchie, I was thinking if the other knitting project goes well, I could make scrap knit beanies, potentially. It's in my consideration. Um, I hope it would. So we're gonna make a solid, like I'm gonna make a solid colored with the purple or lavender. I have 2 skeins of them. Um, and then we'll see. I'll have to check probably how much, if I have leftover yarn, how much that will be. Um, but I think it would be nice, really soft. So I'll need to check needles and cast on and see how many stitches that would have to be. So much freedom now that the hat collector is finished. Yes, I mean, I could have kept the freedom, but that would just have delayed when I would have finished the hat collectors. And eventually you get to a point where you just want to finish it because it's a big project. This one is obviously one I want to finish too, but I mean, I'm in less of a hurry to do so, if that makes sense, because it's It's not that big, and I don't have a set deadline. And looking quickly at the sizing, I am afraid it might be on the smaller side. But as I said, we are dieting, so who knows? I got an app to help me count my calories, just to put it into my face what I'm actually doing. And no day needs to be perfect, but it is to create some self-awareness. And according to that one, I should be able to reach my goal in January. That would be amazing if I succeed with that. Then I need to figure out probably new clothes by then. Because, well, I still have some I can fit from back then, so I'll be fine. But I mean, I probably need some new. So I think, so we just finished this row, and we need one row of regular single crochets back, and then it's an increase row. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna work that row back with the single crochets, and that is pretty quickly done. And then that is probably where we have to call it the end for today. And we can be very happy that we completely finished the heart collector's shawl and weaving in ends. We completely finished up a scrunchie. Yay. Stina does want to start on some amigurumis too as well. And I don't know what I will have with me to work on Friday. But you guys will find out when we are popping on Friday. Maybe we'll continue on this. Maybe we'll have an amigurumi. Maybe we'll be knitting. It could very well be that I'll cast on for the knitting. And I do think I'm gonna do like a classic shorter hat, so not a folded brim, and just see how it works up with, for example, the bankhead beanie kind of concept pattern. I think I normally cast on 90 stitches, and I need to calculate maybe 80 would be the following size down. That probably might work better. To make it a tiny bit smaller. One could also, of course, option for a children's version, because it is nice and soft, but I mean, doesn't need to be. In that event, you might want to consider not round needles, but like a circular needles, but then instead individuals. Anyhow, that was, where did my stitch marker pop off to? It's gone. And it did not drop on the floor. It might have gone under my computer, which wouldn't surprise me. This, my friends, is the progress of the first front panel. Could be left, it could be right. It's not yet decided because I haven't started increasing, decreasing yet. But here we are. That is the first side part. And I see when I look like this, I'm like, it's going to be short. So I will need to drop a little bit to fit this, I'm afraid. But maybe it's better when it gets blocked. It's fine. I'm fine. I don't think I can make it larger in any case. Plus, we do need to diet. So, that was it, my friends. Holy moly. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. It's already 2 minutes past 5. And that means that we have come to the end of this live stream. And I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. I had a great time in your company, and I do hope that I will see you all on Friday, where I should be back around at 2 p.m. Central European time again. So 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, etc. Depending on where you are in the US, of course, it's going to be really early if you're all the way on the other side. Yeah. as I said, had a great time. Love y'all. Take care. Happy crafting. Happy stitching. And I'll either see you in another live or another video of mine. Bye.